My work is for the world, but it really starts with me. And I'm just a vessel that helps it funnel.
Don't be so quick to give off what God has given you to somebody else.
It was a really hard year, but there are a lot of really bright moments.
What's up, y'all? I'm Lauren Elise, and you can catch my show, Harmony and Hughes, every Thursday on Display TV.
Welcome to Display Tips. Let's get introduced to Profile. Tap the profile on bottom right of screen. Here, you can personalize your display experience. Tap the pencil icon to edit your profile picture, cover photo, basic user info including contact, and link to your other social media accounts. Select your preferred language. Identify top friends and family members. You can also create and manage your communities here. Watch for more tips on Display TV.
We're back on Display TV. I'm your host, Sarah Pribis, coming to you live from New York City. It's rainy, it's icy. How's it going in your neck of the woods? Let me know in the chat right now. Where are you watching from? Show me your weather. Tell me about your weather. Let me know. Because they're calling for lots and lots of ugly stuff around here, which is why I'm super excited to be heading off to sunny Los Angeles for trivia next week. So if you haven't heard the announcement, we're going to be doing trivia next week from sunny LA. Gearing up for the Super Bowl. There will be some additional themed games, themed questions. And then of course we got trivia tonight coming up 30 minutes from now. $500 if you can answer 10 questions correctly. And if you stay in this stream, of course you're only gonna have to answer 9 because I'm gonna give you one of the answers. Hey Dilly from Indonesia, good to see you. Menkem, good morning. Chico99FB, the rain stopped. I just saw that they're calling for snow now starting in like 20 minutes. So I truly don't know what is happening outside. Frankly, it's dark down here in the studio aside from all the lights on me. So you're gonna have to keep me posted as to what the weather in New York City is like. Okay, Dubai and Taiwan. We've got the whole globe in here. I love it, Luis T. It's chilly. Well, you know what? Let's warm up. Let's warm up by getting to know each other, shall we? Tell me, friends. It's finally the end of the week. That alone should warm you up, right? But how did you perform? It's finally the end of the week. What was your vibe this week? Did you start strong and finish strong? It was a marathon, not a sprint. Or are you still at the water cooler? I'm gonna go with, technically I'm still at the water cooler, right? I'm on the clock right now. This is my job. I'm just lucky enough to actually do something that I love. But right, water cooler, this is the job, baby. This is me. I get to come on here every single night and tell you how to earn money on display, give away some money, and make some friends. So it's not too shabby. It's not a bad way to end the week. All right, we got 42% of you. I love that mindset. Started strong, finished strong. That makes me happy. We got 32% of you saying it was a marathon, not a sprint. And I feel that. Honestly, I feel that to my core. If I could have picked two, honestly, somehow all 3 of these things apply to me. Sometimes it's really hard to choose. That's kind of why I like the trivia, because there's really only one right answer. In the polls, I'm so torn. I'm wide awake and I can see the perfect sky storm. All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad we made it. And for some of you, you're already on the weekend, so look at that. And again, what better way to start the weekend than with a trivia win? So again, that's coming up 25 minutes from now. But of course, that's not the only way to make money here on display. You don't just have to win trivia. You can earn money on display by posting. So let's go over how to earn money on display. Let's take it back to the basics because we want everyone on an even playing field here to understand how to maximize their time on this app. So you heard it, this is the social that pays, which means you gotta be posting because you get paid to post. That is the way that you get paid. So get that content up, start posting consistently, start posting that quality content. Think of the story that you wanna tell, the person, whoever you are, just be you. Show us your life on this app, right? Or maybe you do have something else that you like to show off more, right? Maybe it's your passion for cooking or your passion for travel or for your pets. But think of your story and start to figure out how you can tell that on social media, on display, and actually earn that money for your posting, right? We take all this time and we spend it on social media, And we don't often see any sort of reward for that. In fact, my brain usually gets a little foggy from all of that, and it's probably like taking money from me to be on it. But in fact, we're rewarding our creators for taking the time to post. So the first way that you earn money is because your content is circulating in other people's feeds. So those are your dividend payments. So if you look through your feed after this show, you'll see that 3 creators will have posts, and then you'll have an ad. 3 creators, posts, and an ad. That is the general formula, the general pattern for our feed. The money from that ad goes 50% to display and 50% to the 3 creators who have posts above that ad, which means you have to be in people's timelines or feeds. The way to do that is to create great shareable content that people will want to follow you for, or they'll share your content to their followers who will then have that in their feeds. Shares go a long way. You know what else goes a long way? Support me. The support me button, this is another way that you can earn money on display. So this is a little yellow S that you see here at the bottom of the post. It says support me next to it. When you tap this on another creator's post, you're taken to an ad, and the money from that ad goes 50% to display and 50% to the creator you just supported. You have to watch the ad all the way through. It'll say thank you on the top of it. That's how you know you helped that creator get paid. And again, this isn't coming out of your display bank. It's not coming out of your pocketbook. It is literally your time. It's the 15 seconds it takes to watch an ad. The advertisers pay that money. They pay for their spot to be there. And in turn, that money gets split between display and the creator that you chose to support. So make sure you're tapping that support me button on other creators. The third thing, again, aside from trivia, these are the ways that you can earn money on display aside from answering 10 very hard questions, is by inviting your friends. So tell them trivia is starting in just a little bit. The way that you do that is you go to your main menu from your profile, and you'll see an option where you can tap invite your friends. So when you click on that, you'll be taken to a link, and the link is yours. It is yours exclusively. No one else has this link that looks like yours. This is how we can trace your person to you, so we know to give you that money. What money am I talking about? You get 10%. 10% of whatever that person ends up making on display. So if you bring someone here, they make $100, you make $10 just because you brought them here. But again, you have to use this link, so make sure you copy and paste it, share it to your socials, text it to your contacts. There's lots of options there that you saw, right? We make it really easy for you. So let them know trivia is coming up. Let them know they can actually take that content that they're probably posting somewhere else, put it on display, and earn money for it. They can't really do that anywhere else unless they have like a ton of followers. So puts everybody at an even playing field. Earn that money on display. Now, let me get you inspired for the types of posts that you can do on display, because it's not just photos and it's not just videos, but I want to go through everything and make sure you're aware of the different options that you have. So also, friends, as I go through all of this, let me know if there's any questions in the chat. I'm keeping an eye, because that's what this is all about. Me helping you make sure that you know how to use this app. Yeah, Jenny girl, love that. Everyone's favorite button. Let's do it. Support me button is truly the best. Alrighty, so let's talk about posting. We're gonna go to our profile, because that's what you're gonna do if you're gonna want to make a new post. You're gonna click on that plus sign at the bottom that has a little circle around it. And then you're gonna be taking your camera roll. Now, let's say you wanna take a picture in the moment, you are super present for your life, something cool is happening and you want to post it. You would just tap that camera icon and you could take it and upload it right to display. But let's say instead you took a picture and that happened a little while ago, it's in your camera roll, and now you want to post it. So let's select a picture from our camera roll. We're going to select the one on the top left, the snowy little landscape there, and you can see that it has that green check mark next to it, which means it's been selected, and then we're going to tap next. Okay? Now let's enter a cute little caption, something about needing a jacket, perhaps? Yeah, I'm not going out there with anything less. So we've got that. Now we have some visibility options, so let's explore what those are. So if we tap on visibility, we're gonna be taken to these different options. We have public, we have private, and we have exclusive. Public, it gets posted to everybody on the app. Private allows only your followers and friends to see it. And exclusive means that people can only see this post if they tap that support me button that I mentioned. So you actually have to get paid in order for them to see it. So they actually have to take the time to tap the support me button, watch that ad, and then they get to see your content. So I suggest that you do this every once in a while. particularly if you're consistent and people know that they can expect good content from you. Put something behind that exclusive wall. Make them tap that support button. Definitely check that out. All right, let's go back to our camera roll and see what other options we have. Let's tap on text and see if we can just write something instead of having to, take a photo. So let's tap Happy Friday, text Happy Friday. And now we're gonna highlight that and we're gonna explore some color options. Let's do purple. And voila, we've wished all of our friends and followers a happy Friday. So yeah, sometimes I don't have anything around me that is exciting that I want to take a picture of or post a video of. And I just actually have something that I want to share with words, or maybe there's a quote that you want to share and you want to credit that person, or it's your quote, you have something that you want to say. Use the text option. All right, let's go back. We got one more thing I want to go over here. And then we're going to get into some trivia fun. Okay. Dolby Live. This is what I do every night before this show. I stream on Dolby Live through Display TV's profile. So you can do this too. So if you tap Dolby Live on the bottom right, you'll be taken to the screen and then you will tap live and then you'll be live with your followers. You can actually engage with them in real time like I'm doing right now. So like I can see that Jenny Girl just said, "Hi Kathy," with a bunch of yellow hearts. And you can actually talk to your followers and engage with them in real time. So they're not just seeing you through the lens of the photos or the videos that you're posting, but you can actually have a real conversation with your followers and friends and make sure they feel like they get to know you. You can really play around with this, take them on a tour. Jenny, I still want to see a tour with your horses. Come on, I really want to meet your horses. So, think of the different ways, right? You could introduce them to your pets. You could show them your space where you work out of. If you're an artist, that creative process. If you're too shy to get on camera, there's definitely some other options, but it's a great way for people to feel like they actually get to know you. All right, if you're just tuning in, we've got about 15 minutes until we have trivia for $500, which means I have a trivia answer coming up next. But first, I want to find out which of these features that I just talked about are you most excited to try out, right? I spend all this time blabbing. I gotta always find out what my display bees are feeling. So what are you excited? Are you excited to try out Dolby Live Stream, exclusive posts, or those editing tools? Which are you the most excited? I'm gonna tap live stream. It's been a very long time since I've gone live from Sarah Pribis, so maybe I'll have to do that this weekend. Because you guys never get to see me on the weekend. Maybe I'll do a little Dolby Live this weekend from my house. Dare I stream from my house instead of the studio? What an intimate experience. Look, 41% of you are with me. You want to try that Dolby Live stream. We've got 45% saying editing tools, fun, and only 17% saying exclusive posts. That's so interesting. I'm curious. Is it something that you're just scared people aren't going to tap the support me button on? Have you already experimented with it? Let me know in the chat when the poll comes down. Have you played around at all with exclusive posts? I kind of always forget about them, to be honest. Until I do this portion of the show each week, I forget about exclusive posts. Okay, yes, I will be reviewing the answer to Q8 in just a little bit. In fact, we're gearing up for that right now, so let's go to commercial and we'll be right back with that.
Bienvenidos a Display TV. We did it. Y tienes que darle bien fuerte para poder llegar rápido. Guys, welcome to Cusco. Estamos en la hermosa ciudad de Mérida.
Delicioso. Un aguachile de camarón.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Display TV. I'm Sarah Pribis, and I just love that question coming in. It's right on time because we're about to give away the answer to question 8 in tonight's trivia game. So somebody wanted to know if that referral bonus that you get for inviting your friends applies to trivia earnings, and it does not. So the referral bonus that you get is 10% of whatever that person ends up making on display, but it's only what they end up earning through their posting, not what they're earning through their trivia winnings. That is separate. So just to clarify that. And let's get into some of the trivia, shall we? So this is the very real question 8 to tonight's game. I'm gonna ask it to you, and then you are going to reveal the answer. And by reveal, I mean you're gonna try your best to guess it, and then I am going to reveal the answer. So, of course, I've mentioned that we're doing a little traveling next week for a very exciting sport event, and this question has a little bit to do with that. In fact, you might see a couple extra questions on next week's quizzes related to this very exciting sporting event. So let's get question 8 up. See how all of you do. Again, this is for no money. This is just for bragging rights and for you to ultimately have a 1-up tonight. Which of the following figures would have used eye black during their career? Joel Grey, Eric Dickerson, Elizabeth Arden. Maybe I gave too much of a hint on this one, but hey, this one doesn't matter anyway. Which of the following figures would have used eye black during their career? Joel Grey, Eric Dickerson, Elizabeth Arden. You know, my best smoky eye comes from not removing my makeup the night before. Truly, when I just leave all of that eye makeup on, I go to bed and then I wake up the next morning. That, my friends, is the best smoky eye. I wonder if that has anything to do with eye black. Let's tap that answer. Interesting. Some of us did need some help on this question. Now, 56% of you chose Eric Dickerson, 28% of you chose Elizabeth Arden, and 16% chose Joel Grey. What do you know? The correct answer is Eric Dickerson, because he's a football player, friends. He's the only football player on here, and eye black is that little fun black line that you see underneath their eyes sometimes during a game. So Eric Dickerson is your answer to question 8 in tonight's game. And like I said, we're gonna have some fun Super Bowl and football themed and Los Angeles themed questions for next week, of course, because we're gearing up for our trip in sunny LA. And of course, the Super Bowl is gonna be there. So get ready for that if you wanna do some studying this weekend. I don't know who wants to do that, but that's okay. All right. Let's move into Follow Friday before we get to the very real trivia event for $500 that's starting in 9 minutes. Okay, Follow Friday this week. I'm super excited to present 2 creators who are doing a great job here on display and to highlight some of their content. Maybe you get inspired, you want to follow them. Maybe you just get inspired and you're like, ooh, I could do some posts like that. But let's take a look. Today we're going to be talking about Siba77. His bio says Romanian by birth, global citizen by heart, and he's fascinated with learning new languages, quizzes, and traveling. Maybe he's a trivia player. So let's take a look at some of his travel flicks. So this is him with his daughter. They're posing. Love it. That was a cool little edit that they did. This is in the main square in the city of Brasov in Romania. A lot of travel content on his page, which I love. Look at that architecture. It's really great. Let's take a look at that next photo. We have him again and his little one. This is dating back to the summer of 2017. Love a throwback, exploring the inner yard of the immersive Neamt Citadel. Really cool travel content, really great family stuff, and again, he's a lover of quizzes, so fellow trivia person. Let's move along to our next person after Siba77's last photo here. This is, by the way, at the Balia Lake Ave Carpathians. Really beautiful. Love it. He's also doing a lot of hikes and getting outside, as does our next person that we're featuring tonight. So let's take a look at our next creator. This is a Houston-based breakdancer. This is Anthony Silva. He's got a knack for content creation for sure. Starting off with this photo, like truly what is happening? Like this is not even a handstand, this is a headstand. Look His hands aren't even touching the ground. Oh my gosh, that is incredible strength and balance. I cannot do that. That's a really cool photo. Let's move along to our next one here. This is Anthony, stopping during one of his hikes, one of his nature walks, to give display a little peek. He is good with the poses, let me tell you. Between the headstand and this, guy knows how to pose for camera. All right, this is great. These are the 3 winners at the Playground Championship. It's so nice to see Anthony giving youth opportunities to be active, win some money. We love that. We love mentoring the youth. So great, Beast Boogie. And then we're seeing Anthony on a nature walk. He loves getting outside. Here he is at the mountaintop. This is great exercise. Probably keeps him in shape for all those flips and headstands and everything that he does. And then finally, we got one more photo. This is Anthony collabing with Manscaped to promote their product, which we love because all creators deserve an opportunity to work with brands, make money, and as you know, on display, you can earn money just by posting. But we love when creators are getting paid for the time that it takes to make content. And we'd love for all of you to get paid in tonight's game of trivia. So if you're here for that, it's starting in 5 minutes for $500. And I just want to remind all of you one more time, we will not have our pre-show at all next week. Instead, we'll be doing trivia live from Los Angeles. So make sure you're tuning in at 8 p.m. Eastern for those. If you want that free answer that we normally give away during the pre-show, you can tune into the Dolby live stream, which I talked about tonight, that I'll be doing from Display TV's Profile. So come on in at around 7:45 p.m. Eastern, that's 15 minutes before trivia, and I'll give away one of the answers if you tune into that live. So I'll see you back here in 5 for trivia. Bye-bye. Hello, good evening, and welcome. All that good stuff. Insert greeting here. You know the drill. We're here to have fun. We're here to play an all-new round of trivia. And most importantly, we're here to get to the bottom of who is eating my yogurt out of the fridge in the studio. I have tried labeling. I have tried hiding them towards the back. I have even tried putting them inside brown paper bags labeled Sarah's Do Not Touch. And yet, like clockwork, I go to get them out and they are gone. Look, I really didn't want to start trivia this way, but this is what it's come to. Yogurt Bandit, please just come forward, okay? I won't be mad, only disappointed and hungry. Oh my God, wait, oh my gosh. You know what I'm just realizing? There is a sign on that fridge that says, will be cleaned out every day at the end of the day. Oh my God, wow. Okay, now I feel like the jerk. Will I apologize for falsely accusing my coworkers? Look, let's not waste any more time. Now I know to eat my yogurt right away, and I want to make sure you all know what you need for tonight's game. You'll have 10 seconds each to answer 10 questions. Make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi and you're holding your phone vertically so that when a new question pops up on your screen, you can pick the right one. The questions will get harder as we go, and make sure to choose carefully because once you tap, there is no going back. Don't worry though, because if you get one wrong, you can still keep playing, just not for the cash. Your winnings will show up in your display bank if you're active in the app and have a completed profile. Let's make sure that you are all paying attention. Let's do a quick little practice question, just for funsies. Would you rather, this is easy, no right, no wrong answers, just opinionated. Would you rather drop challenge, death drop, new drip? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I actually had to look these up to make sure I understood the lingo. Drop challenge is a trending thing where you just kind of like drop it low right now to one of Beyonce's songs. At least that's what I understand. Death drop is another kind of dance move. I think they do it on RuPaul's Drag Race. And then new drip, that one I didn't really have to look up. That one, but it did feel like we were speaking a little bit of foreign language, right? All right, so I'm gonna go drop challenge because I actually did that one. I did a video where I was doing the whole drop thing, and it looks like 49% of you are with me, which I love. I love when we all choose the same thing. Maybe we'll all choose the same thing tonight and we'll all win trivia. How about that? I mean, I don't play, but like that's fun, right? If we all win, or no, you want all the money for yourself. Okay, it looks like we're ready to give this a whirl, so let's go. It's time for display trivia. Question 1. What is the name of the joints on human fingers? Knuckles, buttons, shrimpies. What's the name of the joints on human fingers? Knuckles, buttons, shrimpies. Wait, what? You're telling me these things have a name other than the one that I've been calling them for years? Oh my God, you know when that happens? When you like meet someone and you accidentally hear the wrong name and then your brain always only remembers the wrong name? It's like your brain already filed it away and there are no edits allowed. Well, I mean, I thought their name was Bob. I was always saying things like, how goes it, Bob? And how are the kids and Mrs. Bob? And they just went along with it. Well, I'm glad the joints of the fingers and I are finally getting reacquainted. They prefer to go by Knuckles. I will try my best to remember that, but I'm sure Bob will slip out every now and again. 94% of you knew that. No problems there. Question 2. What is the main setting for the popular drama Grey's Anatomy? College campus, hospital, suburban neighborhood. What is the main setting for the popular drama Grey's Anatomy? College campus, hospital, suburban neighborhood. Now, of course, there are scenes in this show that take place outside of this main location, but the majority of the scenes happen in this particular setting. Like, if my life were a movie, the setting for probably about 90 to 95% of it would be the couch. Ooh, what's gonna happen to that cushion? Will Sarah find the keys that may or may not be inside? Tune in next week. The other 5 to 10% of the show, of course, would take place standing in front of the fridge, letting all the cold air out, and then finally just deciding to order takeout. Am I crazy, or does this feel like Emmy material? The main setting on Grey's Anatomy was the Seattle Grace Hospital, but is now, after a couple thousand seasons, Gray Sloan Memorial Hospital. Hospital is your answer. 95% of you got that. Let's do Q3. The Berlin Wall historically divided this country into East and West, Germany, Hungary, Austria. The Berlin Wall historically divided this country into East and West: Germany, Hungary, Austria. This wall served as the border between the Soviet Union and the rest of Europe, and I'm happy to say it did eventually fall. What I'm sad to report is that along with this border, all the borders in the nationwide chain of bookstores have too closed and ceased doing business in 2011. And sure, the tearing down of the Berlin Wall garnered a lot more attention and fanfare, but I think it would have been really nice if Ronald Reagan could have shown up at a few demolitions. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that mini mall. The ones that didn't get torn down are now mostly Spirit Halloween stores or Amazon Prime warehouses, but that's just how it goes sometimes, baby. The country divided by the Berlin Wall was Germany, and it has since reunified with Berlin as its capital. 94% of you got that. You are united with question 4. Select the type of garment whose name does not come from equestrianism: stirrup, tube top, halter. Select the type of garment whose name does not come from equestrianism: stirrup, tube top, halter. Equestrianism. It is an ism, but don't get confused. Most isms tend to be religions or philosophies, but equestrianism isn't any of that. It's just a bunch of people playing around with their tiny, they're not tiny, with their little horsies. Just a bunch of horse girls that grew out of their My Little Ponies. Me, I'm not a girl, not yet a horsewoman. But I always thought it would be so fun to have a horse. So fun. You just get to feed it hay, brush its mane, ride it into town to buy bread, and there's probably nothing else at all to it, right? Sounds like a dream. Real easy. Just kick my feet up. These old things, why yes, they are stirrup pants. And this top that ties in the back, a halter. Both names of items used in equestrianism, or as I like to call it, the art of horsing around. 89% of you got that. Question 5. The technical term used to describe a soil profile would also be used in what context? Pitching a tent, watching the sunset, sharpening a pencil. The technical term used to describe a soil profile would also be used in what context? Pitching a tent, watching the sunset, sharpening a pencil. Context is key. Oh, I'm not talking about this question. I'm just telling you all about this amazing new locksmith I just found on Yelp. Really great service, same day turnaround time, and a staff with over 50 plus years of combined knowledge. Now that sounds like the key to their success right there. I mean, wow. If I didn't know any better myself, I'd say the folks over at Context is Key definitely paid for a spot in tonight's show. But I don't, because I'm just the host who reads whatever gets put into the prompter for me. Bling, blah, bloom, blah. See? Folks, I'm not saying you should head on down to Context is Key even if you don't need a locksmith. That would be crazy. But really, you gotta go. I just signed a real big deal with them, and if it heads south, they are a front for the mob. Yes, they are. But the answer to this question is watching a sunset. Because the profile of a section of soil is the horizon, just like the thing the sun dips below when it falls off our flat earth. 74% of you got that. Question 6. The first official cover girl was born in what country? The US, Brazil, Great Britain. The first official cover girl was born in what country? The US, Brazil, Great Britain. We say official cover girl because let's be honest, as long as there have been covers, there have been girls. I'm sure that even Neolithic paintings put their prettiest women on the entrance to the cave. More of the long think pieces and opinion essays are in the back where they belong, sister. This isn't new. Since the dawn of time, humans have used pretty faces to convince people to do what they wanted. How do you think Eve got Adam to eat the apple? Hey, her eyes were up here. But the first spokesmodel for the makeup brand CoverGirl was Jennifer O'Neill in 1963, and although she went on to work in America, she was born to American and Brazilian parents in Brazil. 80% of you got that. Question 7. The type of popular deck chair that was widely used at tuberculosis sanatoria gets its name from a mountain range with what peak? Mount Marcy, Mount Rogers, Graham Mountain. The type of popular deck chair that was widely used at tuberculosis sanatoria gets its name from a mountain range with what peak? Mount Marcy, Mount Rogers, Graham Mountain. A lot to think about there. Sanatoria isn't really a word that we use a lot anymore, but back in the late 1800s, they were all the rage and a great place to send people so they could just relax or, recover from a debilitating illness for which there was no cure. But to put it nicely, it was basically a spa retreat. Definitely like one of those places the Real Housewives would take a girls' trip to. But instead of talking about so-and-so's botched nose job, it would probably be more along the lines of the latest cholera outbreak or those newfangled steam engines. Ugh, we just can't keep the kids off the Nickelodeon. The times, they are a-changin'. But one thing that remains the same is our love of Adirondack chairs, which were great for tuberculosis patients because they allowed people to sit up yet still recline outside in the fresh air. Mount Marcy is the only peak here located in that range. And we've almost reached our peak, Display Bee. 70% of you got that one. Ooh, 3 more left. Question 8. Which of the following figures would have used eye black during their career? Joel Grey, Eric Dickerson, Elizabeth Arden. Which of the following figures would have used eye black during their career? Joel Grey, Eric Dickerson, Elizabeth Arden. I will never understand the Gen Zers and their beauty trends. I mean, I see some of the eye makeup they wear on Euphoria and I'm just like, those girls must find glitter in everything. But eye black? Have we taken the smoky eye too far? I don't want a beauty trend that makes me look like I've been hit in the eye socket. What's next? Temporary tattoos that look like bruises? Bracelets that are just ace bandages? I can see it at Coachella now and it scares me. So as it turns out, eye black isn't actually a makeup technique at all, but the black strips football players put under their eyes during games, supposedly to cut down on the glare, but I think they just think it makes them look cool. 91% of you got that, hopefully because you tuned into the pre-show. Question 9. The best-selling author of all time has inspired which of the following films? The 10 Commandments, 10 Things I Hate About You, and Then There Were None. The best-selling author of all time has inspired which of the following films? The 10 Commandments, 10 Things I Hate About You, and Then There Were None. Yes, okay, we got it. This person is the best-selling author of all time. But like, what did they sell? What? You can't just assume that because someone is a best-selling author that they sell books. No, they're selling something. And they also just so happen to be an author. We cannot conflate the two. I mean, I might be Sarah Pribis, painter of still lifes in oil, but that's not how I make my money. In fact, that's how I lose my money. I am in a big hole right now with those paintings. So if anyone knows an art dealer who can help me move them, that would be a big relief. Guess I'll keep my day job hostessing at the Red Lobster for now. Oh, right, and trivia, yeah. The best-selling author of all time isn't biblical, and it's also not William Shakespeare. It's murder mystery writer Agatha Christie. Okay, so in this case, she was an author who sold books. It can happen. And 73% of you got that. There's more than none of you left, though, Display Bees. It's time for our final question. Question 10. Which of the following limbs of yoga is incorrectly matched to its name in Sanskrit? Pranayama, mindful breathing, pratyahara, personal ethics, dharana, concentration. Which of the following limbs of yoga is incorrectly matched to its name in Sanskrit? Pranayama, mindful breathing, pratyahara, personal ethics, dharana, concentration. Asana or postures is probably the most well-known limb of yoga. Those are the poses that most of us are familiar with. The ones named after birds and inanimate objects mostly. In fact, I know yoga's like thousands of years old, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I was thinking maybe we could update some of the pose names a little bit. Like chair pose is now standing desk. Cow pose is now vegan impossible burger pose. We gotta cut down on our meat intake. And cat pose is most memeable social media content pose. Yoga is an ancient system that supports overall physical, mental, and spiritual health and is a way of living that involves pranayama, or mindful breathing, dharana, or concentration, and pratyahara, or turning inward, not personal ethics. 78% of you got that last one. Ooh, let's take a deep breath. Do we need some yoga after that game? How do we do? We made it to the end of another great week. Let's check in. Who won? Shout yourselves out in that chat. Let me know your scores. How are you feeling? Are you good or are you a little tense after that one? Some of you made some wins tonight. 299 of you are splitting that pot of $500 to be exact. Shout yourselves out. Be proud. It doesn't matter if you got a 5 out of 10. What matters is that you suited up and that you showed up. Dennis Ultima, thanks for kicking us off. 8 out of 10. Who else have we got? Arquam123 got a 6 out of 10. Gary, so good to see you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you've been tuning in. It makes me smile. Ribbiter, finally a win. So exciting. Louise T ended the week with a 10 out of 10. Caroline, 10 out of 10. Silex 711 got a 7. Hey, Lexi, good to see you. Thank you, Lee Art. Appreciate that. Capper 7. You know what? Sometimes it's been a week. 5 out of 10 still great. Claire Andre, 10 out of 10. Bravo. And Sama says 10 out of 10. Niso says 10 out of 10. All right, friends. I'm gonna end on that note. 10 out of 10. That is a wrap on the first week of February 2022. Quick reminder, folks, that we won't be doing a pre-show next week because on Tuesday, we're heading to LA for the Super Bowl. So get some rest. We're so excited to see you next week for Trivia on Display. Good night.